that your man, LeBron James, will not take a little less
He
money.
shouldn't.
He insists on the max. He's entering his 17th year, and he's about to make $37.4 million. That's 14.4 more than the greatest player who ever played pro football.
Yo, basketball fans, ready to check out the insane earnings of NBA's biggest stars this season? Spoiler alert, LeBron is still the king, pulling in record-breaking millions for the 11th straight year. Can you believe it? This dude is leading a whole crew of 10 stars who are making a combined $787 million this season. Just let that sink in for a minute. Now, here's a fun fact. There's no active NBA player older than LeBron, who's gearing up to celebrate his 40th birthday this December. What? He's actually older than 3 NBA head coaches, Mark Daigneault from the Thunder, Will Hardy of the Jazz, and the Celtics' own Joe Mazzulla. And guess what? He was born the same year as his new boss in Los Angeles, JJ Redick. Crazy, right? Time might be winding down on LeBron's phenomenal career, but don't sleep on him. This dude keeps outplaying younger rivals on the court and is totally out-earning them off it too. For the 11th consecutive year, he snagged the title of the NBA's highest-paid player. He's pulling in a hefty $48.7 million in salary for the 2024-25 season, plus an estimated $80 million annually from endorsements, licensing, memorabilia, and all that other business swag. So, what's that total? $128.7 million before taxes and agent fees. That's the highest in the 15-year history of Forbes' NBA ranking, beating out his own $124.5 million haul from last year. Can you say impressive? When LeBron first started his reign as basketball's earnings king back in the 2014-15 season, the top 10 earners were bringing in a combined $368 million. Fast forward to this year, and that total has more than doubled to $787 million. And get this, it even tops last year's record of $751 million. Talk about leveling up. Now let's break it down. The latest figures include an estimated $293 million off the court. This year, we've got Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant both raking in $50 million each, while Giannis Antetokounmpo is pulling in $45 million, and of course, there's LeBron leading the pack. But here's a kicker. Only 5 active athletes across all sports, soccer's Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, golf's Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy, plus baseball's Shohei Ohtani, are making at least $45 million annually off the field. Wild, huh? So what's the real deal behind these skyrocketing NBA paychecks? Well, the league's collective bargaining agreement ensures players take home about 50% of basketball-related income. And guess what? The NBA's revenue is soaring, around $13 billion last season. That gives GMs more cash to throw around. LeBron's first year as the NBA's highest-paid player, he was making $20.6 million, and this season, 82 players will exceed that. Insane, right? Curry made history by becoming the first player to have a $50 million salary this season, with the salary cap sitting at $140.6 million and the luxury tax threshold at $170.8 million. That's an increase of over 122% from a decade ago. Now, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, and Bradley Beal are all joining him in that elite club. And here's the juicy part. The NBA recently signed new national media rights deals for a whopping $76 billion over 11 years.
The NBA $76 billion deal finalized amongst Amazon, ESPN, and NBC.
That's more than 2.5 times what the league was getting before. Expect the salary cap to rise by another 10%, the largest increase allowed under the current CBA over the next few years. Can you imagine? So, with Curry likely to break basketball's $60 million a year ceiling in 2026-27 and Jason Tatum crossing $70 million in 2029-30, we're definitely going to see more record paydays coming our way. Now, let's break down the cash flow of this season's top earners in the NBA, shall we? Who's raking in the bucks? Here we go. Any guesses? Buckle up because it's time to unveil the stars of the league and their phenomenal earnings. First up, we have none other than King James himself, LeBron James. This basketball titan is sitting on a jaw-dropping $128.7 million. That's right, $48.7 million earned on the court and a staggering $80 million from off-court ventures. Can you believe this dude just re-signed with the Lakers for a 2-year, $104 million deal? Talk about loyalty. This year, he's making history as the first father to play alongside his son Bronny in the NBA. How incredible is that? Plus, LeBron just became the first player in league history to hit 40,000 career points. With a legacy like his, the question remains, what's next for this living legend? The sky's the limit. Next, we gotta talk about the one and only Stephen Curry. This sharpshooter is racking up an impressive $105.8 million. He's pulling in $55.8 million from his on-court endeavors and another $50 million from lucrative endorsements. Recently, he signed an extension to stay with the Golden State Warriors through the 2026-27 season. However, he'll need to step up now that he's flying solo without his fellow Splash brother, Klay Thompson. But don't count him out. Off the court, Steph is all about producing shows and investing in exciting new beverage companies. He's turning his passion into profit. How wild is that? Now, let's shine the spotlight on Kevin Durant, who's just shy of hitting that prestigious nine-figure mark with a staggering $99.9 million. He's taking home $49.9 million on the court and another $50 million off of endorsements. The dude just scored a $3.4 million raise for next season. What a win! Oh, and he made history as the first men's basketball player to snag a fourth gold medal at the Summer Games. Talk about a superstar. Durant is not just a phenomenal player, but also a savvy businessman. Coming in hot, we have the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, earning a solid $93.8 million, with $48.8 million from the court and $45 million from various off-court ventures. Giannis has recently launched a production company, and his much-anticipated documentary, Giannis: The Marvelous Journey, just dropped this year. He's not just making waves on the court, he's taking his creativity to the big screen. What a versatile talent he is! Giannis is setting the bar high, both on and off the hardwood. Next up is Damian Lillard, chilling at $64.8 million, with $48.8 million on the court and $16 million from his off-court activities. After a disappointing playoff exit, Lillard is putting in the work to bounce back and is even training with an ultramarathoner to boost his endurance. Plus, he's still tied to Portland with his very own Toyota dealership. Can you imagine the hustle and dedication it takes to juggle all that? Lillard is a force to be reckoned with, both in business and on the court. Let's not forget Joel Embiid, who is racking up a fantastic $61.4 million. He's got a whopping $51.4 million coming from his on-court performance and $10 million from off-court deals. Embiid just locked in a 3-year, $192.9 million extension. Not to mention, he's expanding his sneaker deal with Skechers. Big moves for the big man. With his talent and charisma, Embiid is making a name for himself as one of the most dynamic players in the league. Now don't sleep on Jimmy Butler, who's bringing in a solid $58.8 million. That's $48.8 million from on-court earnings and $10 million from his off-court ventures. He's been hard at work launching his coffee brand, Big Face, which is opening its very first shop in Miami. Talk about serving up coffee like a boss. Butler is not just about basketball. He's brewing success in the business world too. How dope is that? Next up is Devin Booker, who is looking at $58.2 million. He's pulling in $49.2 million on the court and $9 million from various endorsements. Booker just launched his first signature shoe and is even gifting special editions to the Michigan State basketball team. What a stand-up guy. He's not just focused on his own success, but is also giving back to the community, which is truly commendable. Gotta give a shout out to the young gun, Luka Doncic, who's earning $58 million, with $43 million coming from his on-court play and $15 million from off-court endorsements. Fresh off an NBA Finals appearance, Luka is stacking up sponsors like a boss. At just 25 years old, this kid is going places and has a bright future ahead of him. The future of basketball looks very promising, with talents like Luka leading the charge. Lastly, we have Bradley Beal, who's bringing in $57.7 million. He's got $50.2 million coming from his on-court performance and $7.5 million from various endorsements. Under the guidance of new coach Mike Budenholzer, Beal is looking to elevate his game this season. With his talent and determination, we can't wait to see how he performs in the upcoming games. So there you have it, folks. These NBA stars are not just dominating on the court, they're cashing in big time off it too. It's amazing to see how they leverage their success into lucrative opportunities. Which one of these players is your favorite? Who are you rooting for this season? The excitement is just getting started.